is changing their regulations. Okay?
And then I do want to...
Right, because you only got to put 3.5% down. You're going to get the most favorable rate.
For those that don't know me, I'm a CPA by trade. I'm a real estate investor at heart. And I started buying businesses, cash flowing businesses about 2.5 years ago. I started learning the whole game and all of that. I've done about 700 real estate transactions to date and counting. I've done every type of transaction, creative financing, wholesale flip, subject to novations. I've bought 25% of a house before. I'm very well rounded in real estate, and I got interested in buying cash flowing businesses. I just started realizing and noticing an opportunity there. So now my whole goal in life is to get other real estate investors to understand the power that they have with the skills that they already have. Listen, guys, if you're in real estate and you've done a deal, you've done a few deals, you've done a lot of deals, this is probably the biggest opportunity that you can leverage off of those same skills. So today I want to talk about the cash flow battle that we have between real estate and businesses. Okay. Now, to me, this was a no-brainer. Like the moment I crunched these numbers and it hit me, I was like, what am I doing trying to build wealth with real estate only? Now, don't get me wrong. Real estate is what got me to where I was, what got me to the point of even being able to buy my first business, right? But when we're talking about building wealth over the next 4, 5 years, 3 years versus a rental having to wait for appreciation and interest rates to come down and all of these things, that's probably a 5 to 10 year horizon, right? Which again, there's nothing wrong with real estate and buying real estate, but I believe that real estate is a wealth preservation tool, not a wealth creation tool. And what do I mean by that? If I have a ton of money that I want to go and make sure that it's safe and that it's going to continue to grow at a good rate, I would take my $1 million, my $5 million, whatever it is, and I would dump it in real estate. Absolutely. And that way I know for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it's going to appreciate and so on and so forth. But the real trick, if you're like me, then you're probably saying, well, I don't have $5 million right now, right? How do I get started? And that's where I turned to buying businesses. In a matter of 24 months, I've gone from no cash flowing businesses under my belt to 4 cash flowing businesses under my belt. My businesses in total are cash flowing over $100,000 a month. To be able to do that in 24 months is not something you're going to be able to do in real estate unless you're already starting off with a bunch of money. Getting back to this cash flow battle, let's kind of deep dive this real quick, okay? Once you crunch the numbers, what's the net profit after it's all said and done? If we go out and we find a rental property, and let's say it's $250,000, let's say it's 8%, 20 years, which I think is probably better than most investor loan terms right now. And that's not even talking about the cash that you would have to put down, but let's just say $250,000. Your note is going to be about $2,000 a month. Now you got to add taxes and insurance on top of that. Now you're probably at $2,300, maybe $2,400 a month. You're probably going to be able to rent that space out, rent that property out for about $2,500 to $2,600, like on the top end. That means that I haven't even talked about deferred maintenance, putting back for repairs. I'm looking at about $200 a month in true net profit. Now we multiply that times 12 months, and what do we get? We get $2,400 in net profit for that one rental. Time to go ball out, right? But here's the caveat. Reality is going to set in. Houses don't improve themselves over time. They become worse and worse and worse over time. And so let's just say over that 12 months, we had a major roof leak, an AC issue, water heaters, foundation issues, whatever it may be. The point is that $2,400 that you think that you're making every year is quickly gonna get to zero and even negative at that point. So we're literally just buying properties for appreciation over 5, 10, 15 years. Again, wealth preservation tool, not wealth creation tool. It's almost like people that think they're gonna get rich in the stock market. That ain't happening. You're not gonna take $5,000 and go make $5 million in the stock market. It ain't happening. So now let's take that rental and let's have this ultimate battle against businesses for cash flow. Right now, I have a mechanic shop that I'm talking to. So let's just take that as an example for a business. I can give you the numbers. He's making about $575,000 in revenue, and he's operating at about a 30% profit margin, which comes out to about $170,000, $175,000 in net profit. And let's say the owner wants exactly what the company is making, $575,000 in revenue. Now, I want to be clear, that's not how you value a business based on revenue. It's more based on profit. And then whatever that profit is, you're going to want to multiply it times 3. The profit usually is something called SDE, seller's discretionary earnings, and that just means profit. And guys, that's a very general rule of thumb. It's not exact, but just to give you an idea. Now, if we were to buy this business, we would obviously have to take on debt for this business, right? So let's take that $575,000 and let's use an SBA loan as the example to buy this business. For those that don't know, the SBA is a government-made program, government-funded program for people like us to utilize and leverage and be able to actually go buy cash flowing businesses. The normal terms of an SBA loan are going to be 10 years and the interest rate is going to fluctuate. I think the last time I checked, it was something like 11%. Now, the cool thing about the SBA is they're only going to require 10% down. Now check this other video out so you can see how you can get it for 0% down. But for the sake of this example, let's just say we have to put our 10% down and the SBA is going to finance 90%. Just as a clean vanilla example, we bring 10%, which is going to be $57,500. So that's going to leave us with about $518,000 or so in a loan from the SBA. Now, what does that monthly payment look like with 10 years and about 11% interest rate? Now, if you type that in, it's going to come out to about $7,100 a month that you're going to have to pay as your loan payment for you being able to get this business. So to recap, this guy was making $575,000 a year, which means his profit on the entire year is about $172,000. Now, if we divide that profit by 12, that means every single month he's making roughly $14,000 a month. Now, we already calculated what the SBA loan payment was, and that's going to be about $7,100 a month. So look at the numbers here, guys. We got a business that's currently making $14,000 a month after we buy it from the business owner and after we get a loan and after the loan is paid. We're pretty much going to end up with half the profit. So roughly $14,000, a $7,100 monthly loan payment to the SBA. That's going to come out to about $7,200 a month in cash flow. And all you had to do was go find the business using the same real estate skills that you have, using the same rapport building skills that you already have, using the marketing skills that you already have. I think we have a clear winner. I think businesses for cash flowing purposes is hands down the better route to go. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll leave my email in the description below. If you're ready to take the next step and launch your real estate career and start adding cash flowing businesses to your portfolio, I'm here to tell you, as a real estate investor, it's not that hard. It's not as scary as it seems. You just need the right proximity and the right people in your corner. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Remember, proximity is power. You change your proximity, you change your life.